Welcome to April 2026 block of the month, and these are the 2 blocks that we will be making this month. For block 1 of April, the first thing we're going to do is draw a diagonal line on the back side, or the wrong side, of 12 of the teal gingham 2.5 inch squares. So I've gone ahead and done that. And then we are going to be snowballing these 2.5 by 6.5 inch rectangles, and then some solid teal 3.5 inch squares. So to begin, we are going to line up one of the gingham squares with the rectangle, the teal rectangle, and we're going to stitch on the drawn line. Okay, and we can kind of check it by folding that back. And then I'm going to add one to the other side and make sure our line is going the right way. And then we're going to stitch on that line. Now I'm going to trim 1/4 inch away on those, and then we'll give that a press. And then we're going to be making 4 units that look like this. And then on the solid piece, we're going to add our gingham square. Just pick a side there, and we're going to stitch on that line. And when we fold that back, it's going to look like that, and you'll have 4 of these. So we'll just keep going until we get all of those completed. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and trim all of those and give them a press. Okay, I've all of those units completed, and now we'll go ahead and lay out our block. And we're going to start with the large square in the center, and then we're going to go around that with some white strips, okay? And then we're going to be placing one of our longer rectangles, and that is going to have the gingham print towards the middle on all of those. And then each one of those is going to get a solid teal rectangle added to the long side there. And then lastly, we're going to put our square here that is the teal solid and the teal gingham, and we're going to put those on the corners so that the gingham is facing inward. So to go ahead and start piecing this, I am going to border the center square and then add the solid rectangle to our cornered rectangles here on all 4 of those. And then we'll just assemble it kind of like a 9 patch. So I'm just going to pop that over here. And I'm going to start with this. Okay, I'm going to give all of those pieces a good press, and then we'll join our 9 patch. Okay, I have everything pressed, and on those I just pressed this seam towards the solid rectangle, and on the center I pressed towards the white strips that were added. Okay, so now I've kind of got it laid back out, how it's going to be pieced together. And then we're just going to join this row, this row, this row, and then add those together. Okay, I'm going to press these sections, and then we'll sew them together. For the pressing, on the top and bottom row, I have pressed towards the outer square here. And then on the middle section, I press these towards the white piece or the center. Then when I join them, those seams will nest up there. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, we'll give that a good press and then add our borders. I have my border pieces already joined just like we've done every month, and I'm going to go ahead and add those to the block. On block 2 for April, we are going to start. I have all my pieces laid out here, and we are going to make some half square triangles, and we know how to do this now. We're going to draw a diagonal line on the wrong side of 2 of the white 5-inch squares, and those will be joined with a teal print 5-inch square. And I'm going to draw a line on the second one here. Okay. And then I'm also going to draw the line on 2 of the white 3-inch squares, corner to corner. Okay, and those will get sewn to the teal print also. So we'll go ahead and do that now, and we're going to stitch on both sides of that drawn line. Okay, then we're going to be able to cut these apart, and then I will trim those. Well, I am trimming them, and then I'm going to press it to the teal print on all of those. But while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and make some of the 4 patch blocks that we will have. So I am going to take, the center is going to have 2 solid teal matched with 2 white, and then the outer 2 squares will have a gingham and a solid, and we'll do that with that. And I've got 2 pieces left that we're going to set over there. So let's go ahead and we'll turn these into little 4 patch units. and let's give all of those a press. Everything is pressed, and now I'm trimming up the half square triangles, and the little ones here are going to get trimmed to 2.5 inch square. And then the larger ones will be trimmed to 4.5 inch square. Okay, just like that. Okay, and now we're gonna make one more little subunit with our small half square triangles, and then our solid 2.5 inch teal print squares and our solid white 2.5 inch squares. So I'm just gonna lay this out in the correct orientation like that, and we are going to be making 2 of those blocks. Okay, so then we'll just sew those together into a 4 patch. Okay, let's give those a press. Okay, I have those rows oriented correctly, and now I'll just join them up. On the top and bottom rows, I have pressed towards the outer block, and then the center row, I pressed everything towards the middle block, and then that way those seams will nest when we join them. Okay, and then we're going to add this one on, making sure I've got it the right direction. Okay, looks good. We're going to give that a press, and then we can just add our borders to it. And here is our completed April Block 2. Thanks for watching.